Hey Jasmine, I'm good. How are you? Go ahead, write to me. Send it to me. Or you know, no. Send it to my email because on my iPad I can't see the messages from my regular account. What is this girl talking about? Hold on. Yeah, friends and family. Um, where the fuck is my shit? Oh, I fucking took it off of here. Shit. Oh well. Oh freaking wow. Oh freaking wow. Hi everyone, welcome in. My bad guys. Oh shit, I was over here like fuck. Alright, let me type this in. Alright, cool. Alright, so let me see. Let me use the like Sears deck. Hi everyone, happy Monday. Alright, so shit, let me open PayPal. Would you experience something with L similar to what I did with L to better understand what I tried to tell her? Let me see. Wait, is this? Hold on, damn. I mean, I don't really care. Is this about the readers on here? If not, then never mind. All right, let's see. All right, let's see. Oh, I knew. Yo, I swear I knew. Yeah, please do. Girl, the Six of Cups. Yes, of course. Of course, because to me, the Six of Cups is like that energy of like, I don't know. I just heard what goes around comes around. So it's like, to me, it's not really like necessarily like in karma type of way. What I'm getting from Spirit is like, clearly people are experiencing the same thing with this person. Um, I feel like you're gonna hear about it. It's gonna feel nostalgic to you. The Four of Cups in the reverse, the Six of Pentacles. I feel like, show me, girl. See, someone here has an open heart. Someone here is being egoistical, selfish. Um, show me this. The Sun and the Magician. Yeah, I feel like, so what I'm getting like right away, I feel, first of all, yes, I'm also getting like someone here is like working their magic, or like I'm getting like gift for gab, like, you know, pretending like they're something that they're not, while the other person is exactly who they say they are, which we know who is who. And I feel like this person, look, I don't know if this person's trying to get like, I want to say like people from that one, like L from G, trying to get people from her, trying to get like, I feel like she watches her a fucking lot. Like she watches her a lot, a lot, a lot, and she steals her ideas. So I won't be surprised if we like were to go on her channel and she's like doing similar things. So she definitely is out here, not just with her, she's stealing other people's ideas. She's stealing, like, she goes from, she's not very original. She's not very like, she doesn't have her own ideas. Now, she can take someone's idea and expand on it, but she's not a person that has, like, she can just get her own ideas. She's not a very, I always got from her, like, fake spiritual. Yeah, the Three of Cups. So, again, like, for me, this is, like, pretending to be, like, friends. Like, I'm getting, like, an energy of, like, pretending, but it's all about what she's gonna gain from it. Oh, it's another one. Oh, God. Is it the one that I kind of know? Is it the, because that one too, that's funny because I get the same energy from them. I'm the one from, damn, I can't say because I feel like she comes on here. You can't comment on her stuff. My old mod. Lorraine? Ling? I think those were the only ones. Oh, yeah. Uh-huh. I noticed something about her that I was like, yeah, this is weird, so I just, like, fell back. Yeah, like the Two of Cups. something selfish is going on here. There's like a gain. There's like a gain. She's gaining something from, see, I get working her magic again. Like, to me, that's working magic, working magic, working magic again. But I'm also getting, like, yes, like stealing information is what I'm getting. Stealing information. Um, this Three of Cups, why is that there? There's something, the Five of Wands. The thing with with the thing with, G is she's way too nice, and I already got that there, right? Like, for me, the Four of Cups is like she's not really, the Four of Cups in the upright is contemplating, in the reverse is like, no, I kind of know what it is. So it comes from her being loyal. And the Three of Wands, so it comes from her being loyal. But anyways, I wouldn't say two things, because I was getting the other one in there too. We know who. That one, I feel like she's always watching her channel. So I was already getting that. Then the one that you're talking about, I feel like she's being too nice, and I get it, but I also feel like, hi Jess. Just a T. I feel like, and this is like coming out of tarot. One thing I learned, and this is why I was like, yeah, I'll just stick with Just. I don't even care. Like, if, the past few weeks, I was doing it on my own. For the most part, I have always, like, cause Jess has always been at work most of the time. When I used to come on live. Jess could tell you early in the morning, like Monday through Friday. So while she, the days that she was working, and even on Sundays, I used to mod for myself. I started adding people because they were here, they would help out. But I realized that a lot of people are only in it for what they can gain from it, like for free readings, and it got to the point where I was just like, no, because you donate to other people, so you can also donate here. Like, just know she could have a free reading whenever she wants. Like, I don't care. She's been with me from the beginning, and not only that, like, we have like our own personal relationship, but I know if I was to ask her for messages, she'll do it for me. So like, Jess could do whatever she wants, basically. I forget to tell her to ask for her, to ask for a free reading, but she can ask for it whenever she wants. But I just, yeah, just always still donates, and I'll be like, don't forget, and I'll literally tell her, like, don't forget your mom reading today, and she'll still donate. So it's like, again, she could have whatever she want. But I feel like that's why I stopped it, because I do feel like most people are only doing it for the free readings. And it's like, after a while, it's just like, you pay other people, you can pay me every once in a while. It's not required, and especially if you're helping out. But I used to have people that would come in for 5 minutes and like get their free reading and then be gone. And it was like, no, like, if you're not here to help, like, what the fuck? Jess is different. Like, yeah, even if she's not here to help, like, she knows, again, but she's been with me. And I feel like there's gonna be conflict coming up, Chaz, and I'm gonna tell you that right now, because I do have the Three of Cups with the Five of Wands. Clarify this Five of Wands for me. Look, the Knight of Swords. But I feel like they'll be resolved with the Nine of Pentacles. I feel like it's just like the Five of Wands. The thing is, like, when you have too many people in the pot, like too many hands, and too many people in the kitchen, it gets crowded, and it's too many people's input. Like, when I cook, I like to cook by myself with no one. Um, no, I literally, like, I don't like for nobody to be there when I'm cooking, especially my mom, because we cook very different, and so and our food always tastes like the same. It's so crazy. My sister be like, y'all cook just alike, but y'all just cook different. But so that's what I'm getting. It's like, I feel like things will be resolved pretty quickly. Like, I don't feel like this is gonna be something that kind of like lingers for a while, but I do feel like, because she's so nice, she has to kind of set boundaries, even with the people, like even with the people, like you have to like even with your mods, because at the end of the day, um, it's your channel. So when you have like it got like I said, I used to have a few even last year around this time is when I got rid of everyone. Like right before this, I got rid of everyone. Like I think it was like in May. And I was like, fuck it, I'm just staying with Jess. And then, that person was here, she was helping out and I added her, but I haven't seen her. She hasn't come in for a while. And I was like, it was like, oh no, I've just been busy. But then I'm like, oh, like I saw her at other channel in other channels, and I was like, okay, whatever that is, I really don't even care. But it was just like odd to me. I feel like things will heal because again, I'm getting the temperance, so I don't really have a lot of bad cards outside of that. The egoistical, the selfish, the it's all about me, because that's how that King of Pentacles in the reverse is. Just very egoistical, and then you have the Page of Swords, which it for me is like trying to gain information, always watching. She may like share info, like tips from that channel to other channels, or there's something there with like information that's being talked about, if that makes kind of sense. She says she is neutral, but yeah, and that's it. You know what, Jasmine, I'm gonna tell you something. When I went through whatever I went through with Queen of Swords, and I don't care, I say names because I don't got shit to hide. I warned a few people because I actually spoke to somebody where she was their mod for a while. That's how I met her. I'm not going to say that person because I'm cool with her, but because I don't want her name, involved. But um, I remember I hit her up because I remember that's where I first met her. Not here. She was then his. I saw her on his channel. So we were all cool, whatever. She was the mod there. But when I went through the stuff that I went through with her, I remember hitting my girl is a reader. And she, like, everything she told me, I got chills right now because everything was to the fucking T. Like, when I say, like, that we were like, I was like, oh my God, because I started to feel crazy. And Jess could tell you the messages that this person was sending. Like, it was just insane. She had an issue. Then my thing was this: you had an issue with my mods on here. This is when I had a few mods. But then I would see her on other channels talking to my mods. So I'm like, what the fuck is the issue? And then she's like, I don't really mod on channels if they have a bunch of mods. And I was like, well, I really don't like mods that are on a bunch of channels, which I really don't give a fuck, but I just said that. And like from there was just all hell broke loose. And then that's when I was like, you know what, I'm gonna just stick with Jess. So yeah, then she was helping out like when Jess wasn't here, so I did it because I used to come out real early, sometimes at 8 o'clock. And but yeah, I haven't seen her. I mean, it's no big deal, it's no hard feelings, I'm okay with it. Controlling energy, yeah, she used to try to make me like do stuff like how like Kia would do it, or like how my girl Luna would do it, or like how somebody else. And I'm like, no, we all read differently, and I don't I I I I just do my own thing, whatever messages come out. But I was like, no, I don't want to do that. Like I had already, first of all, I read when she came to my channel, it was at like 1300. So yeah, but I was saying that to say that there's a lot of people on here that have been mods on these channels for years, and they start to act like they there's some people on here, all right, this is how I could put it, there's some people on here who think modding is like, for some of them, is their life, right? So this is why, yeah, exactly. Oh, that's where I was gonna go. But let me say this first. But that's where I was gonna go. So a lot of these people, they this is what they do. Like, they're just on these channels modding all day, every day for months. They've been doing this for years, actually, for years, because I've been getting readings on YouTube since early 2022, and I feel like, um, they start to act like the channel is theirs. And no, I had the other one. What was her name? Oh my God, what was the one dress that I was at? I think she's a guy. Um, oh my God, what was her name? Right, you're not getting paid, so it doesn't matter. Like, it's just weird. So, what the fuck was Chantel? Chantel. She's another one. She will come on here. She'll be like, give such and such free messages. And it was like, hold the fuck up. Who are you to tell me that? Like, and the one day I'm like, first of all, I had to write to her and I'm like, you, she's another one that would come in for like 2 minutes and be like, hey, can you give me a reading? Mind you, when all the lists were closed. So I had to tell her one day, like, the mods, if you don't request your reading prior to the list closing, then you're not getting a reading, because once the list is closed, it's closed. And especially if you've been here for a minute. But yeah, she would be like, oh, give such and such a reading. And then it was like, hell no. Like, won't you create your own fucking channel? Create your own channel. And that's exactly what I told Queen of Swords. Like, create your own channel. She's amazing with messages because she gets downloads. But again, create your own channel. So that was another thing. There's a few people that left my channel because I was like, yeah, don't be asking other people for readings in my channel. They would actually tell for messages. It was just a fucking mess. And I was like, you know what? I'm done. So back to Queen of Swords. I warned Dawn. I warned someone else. I actually warned 3 people. LT was one of them, Dawn, and my girl T. I just let them know what was going on. And, you know, people kept it neutral, and that's okay. Keep it neutral. I didn't really care. No bullshit. No bullshit. Within, let me see. I want to say within a week, she started the drama on Dawn's channel. And she started the drama on my other girl's channel. And that's what I'm saying. Like, you can keep it neutral, but I also feel like you have to also start to look at things for yourself and be like, okay, this is being brought to my attention. Let me just see what's going on. And some people just be acting weird after a while. Yes, they do. They act weird after a while. And so that's what happened to, like, with me, like with her. I warned people. Everybody was keeping it neutral until she bombed on their channels. And it was all literally within like a week. Maybe like 2 weeks at the most. But I'm like, bro, I just warned y'all about her until it's happening to them. And I get it, because you know what, like, whatever, everything is perspective. Everybody has a different experience with people. But when you see certain shit that is just happening, I will notice that on the 2 channels where I'm like, yo, she acts very like entitled. Like, she acts like she's like, again, like the fucking lead of mods. And it's like, modding, you're not even getting paid for this. You get what I'm saying? That's why we used to do a lot of little free stuff for my mods. I'm like, they don't, she used to be like, your mods are not even there. I'm like, my mods are working. And they know they don't have to be there all the time. I like for people to live their fucking best life. I don't, because sometimes I will come on 3 times a day. I didn't expect my moms to be there every single time. So I feel like just for her, like, I feel like things will get resolved going back to the reading, because I don't have a lot of negative cards. I do think that you may have to like chalk it. I feel like you're gonna have to like chalk it and kind of like turn the blind eye, unless it's like directly affecting you. Like, you see how she's just there, the 9 of Pentacles. She's just like, here goes the chaos back here, and she's here. She's just, you know, you know who Drika is, right? Kevin Gates' wife. There, well, she's filed for divorce. You know, she just be planting her shit. She works in her crop, her animals. She's growing shit, taking care of that. That's, I would just turn the blind eye. Like, I would just, all right, you put it out there and then see what happens, unless obviously like something comes towards you. But I do feel like she's being way too nice. And like, for me, with the 6 of Pentacles being there, you know, it's a lot of like equal give and take, right? It's a lot of like sharing. It's a lot of like, and she's doing it with an open heart. But I feel like, again, it's like, you have to open your eyes, because I do feel like someone here is like having their own, they have their own agenda. And whether it's like that, getting free readings, or like to just, you know, whatever it is, and that's what it feels like. I feel like that's what's happening. The truth definitely always comes out. Yeah. um I'm gonna just ask something else. Is there anything she needs to be aware of, Spirit? Oh, then there was another one. So that one, Queen of Swords, she started going to people that that didn't fuck with me, to their channels. And I know one of the girls, I spoke to her this year. Like, we kind of, we just hash things out. And she was like, yo, she came to my channel and she's like, I thought it was fucking odd. Like, she's like, me, my guard was up. I thought she was there, like, coming from you and da da da, whatever. And she was like telling me everything Queen of Swords was saying. Like, it was the funniest shit to me, because I'm like, yo, last year around this time, people was really fucking teaming up. Like, last year, between, like, I want to say like March to like around maybe even the end of the year, people were like teaming up on here. And I'm like, we already knew that. Like, I used to tell Jess, but I didn't give a fuck, because I don't really give a fuck, to be honest. um but then, like, yo, she was like, yo, she's fucking crazy, very negative. I'm like, see, people's true colors always come out. And that's the thing with me and her. Like, I knew her from the channel, so we would talk on there. It was once we got like more personal on the, she had my phone number, and then it was like, girl, you're fucking crazy. Yeah, it always happens. I wouldn't even, like, it's gonna happen when you least expect it. I'm telling you, that whole thing with, like, Queen of Swords, I warned everybody. As a matter of fact, the drama on Dawn's channel had happened around the same. You know what? Me and her, she was still modding for me. And that's when I started to notice stuff, because I was just like, what the fuck? Like, that's when Karen was there, I think was her name. And she was telling Karen, like, I'm out on like 20 something channels and like all this stuff. And I was like, hold on. That was a light bulb moment for me. And because I had just went in there and I saw all the commotion going on. And I was like, I didn't even say hi at the time. And I was like, when I read that, I was like, yeah, let me get the fuck up out of here. But that was a light bulb moment for me, because if you're doing that over there, like, don't. I started to be like, yo, I remember how she was saying this, or she would do this on my channel. And then maybe like a day or two later, like, I don't know what the fuck she did to me, that I was like, what the fuck is going on? Like, she would send me messages and act like, oh, that wasn't for you. But she would be saying shit like, yeah, I'm just not gonna be helping nobody and doing all of this stuff, and like, I'm just not gonna help nobody for free, and like all this. And I had to tell her, I'm like, first of all, nobody on my channel mods for free, because everybody gets free readings. And at that, sometimes y'all get more than free readings. You get what I'm saying? And that's when I was like, yo, I'm cool on her. Like, that's when I had to block her ass, because she was like, oh, that wasn't for you. But like, that's the kind of messages she was sending. And then I was like, you know what? She's a grown ass woman acting like a fucking child. I'm done with her. Then I know that was the drama on Dawn's channel. And then, what was it? Then it was the drama on my other girl's channel, and it was all because I don't know, someone had donated after the donation list closed, but she was like, you know what, it's cool, like, I'll do it, because I'm almost done and I still have more time. And she got upset. It was something along the lines where she got upset, basically like saying that my girl like embarrassed her. Like, it was just some bullshit. But it was all within like a week after I warned them about her. Let me just see. Is there anything she has to worry about on this? Is there anything she needs to be aware of? The King of Swords. The Ten of Cups. No, I'm not getting that you will. I would just kind of like, for me, the King of Swords is very observant. He's very like, logical too. He's a truth seeker. Um, but he also knows how to speak his mind. And you have the King of Wands. So I feel like, yeah, like just, you know, if you're asked, you know, say what you have to say. But I will also just be more logical about this. Don't get too in your feelings is what I would say. I think that I feel like things are going to get resolved. I just think that it may be, there's a power trip here. See, the kings are powerful. So show me that person. The Knight of Wands with the Four of Cups. She may be this, like she may distance herself a little bit. Or maybe the spirit is saying for you to distance yourself. Yeah, because the Empress is here. So I would just kind of like distance myself, like focus on you. Like I said, I would still go on there because I don't see anything bad happening. I just would like, I would definitely get out of like the Five of Swords is here, and this is like being in your head. It's like conflict. So I would just say like just, I'm not gonna say try lightly, still be yourself, but just you know where things are at. And I would just like let it be because I feel like, see, I'm getting like she's being way too nurturing when it comes to like maybe taking a stand. And it's like I said, like I was having issues with I wasn't really having issues with Queen of Swords, but it was just like little things. But I'm like, it's just drama on here, whatever. But when I saw that on her channel, I was like, oh hell no. Like I knew what I was feeling wasn't wrong. And then when I confirmed it with where I met her at, I was like, yo, I thought I was fucking losing my mind. So I would just say like there's a power trip here. I would just continue, like I said, continue to go on there. I think that things will get resolved soon, or at least balance out. But I feel like, yeah, she needs to kind of like, it's like I said, like, it's all right. You can love on everybody, but you can also like set the tone. And, you know, I don't know why she doesn't. I mean, it is uncomfortable because at first I used to be uncomfortable too, but I just feel like she's gonna have to like, she can't just like turn the blind eye. Yeah, yeah, just channel drama, mod drama. Well, not mod drama, but it's just crazy. Where's my cup? Oh, my cup is back here. I'm like, I'm so thirsty. But I'm so full of cup. Okay. In new PJs. Yeah, I showered this morning. I'm chilling right now. I'm about to eat some onion rings. I need something salty. But wait, I need a bottle of water. Um, Jess, you got a question? I used to love that show. I don't know what to do for August, like the challenge. Cause we did what? We did revision for this month, right? For July. We did, what did we do before that? I gotta go on my post. Let me see. Oh, I think before that is the because I said so. I think that was June. It was the blanket affirmation, right? The because I said so. Hmm. I kind of want to do power, like like instantly manifesting, or I don't want to do blanket affirmation. It's gonna be between power, money, or SP again. I don't mind SP. But I'm trying to think, damn, well, I don't know if I want to do ask for, oh my God. I'm gonna have to sit, I'm gonna have to meditate on it because I kind of was like, damn, we could probably do an affirmation. I gotta think about it. Wait until you, I know, I wish I could freaking listen through my, hold on, let me see if I can sign in. I might have to just change the password. Let me see if I could do that here. Because I want to know. Come on, go through, go through. Do both with what? Like, no, you already wrote, send it there, so I'll listen to there. Yeah, I could log in. Just let me get in there. Mm-mm-mm. Um, yeah, I'll have to meditate on it. Just see what I wanna do for this month for the challenge. Hold on, give me 1 second, y'all. Can you still hear me? Okay, cool. I'm waiting for them to load. Hi everyone, welcome in. Donations are open. Towards power, right? That's, you know what's crazy, Jess? This whole weekend I kept going back to power, to power, to power. I feel like, because that'll be, we still have 4 weeks literally. Hi, where do you donate to? Let me know. Oh wait, I got it, boom. Yeah, I'm like, wait, why does this energy feel familiar? But I literally was like, I feel like this person's been here. Dag Jasmine, the freaking messages are not pulling up. I'm sure they will at some point. I want to know before I get offline. You can post your question, sun card. No, it's like the inbox is not opening up. Let me see the one over here is, which makes no fucking sense. It makes no freaking sense. All right, here we go. Okay, I got you some card. Let me see. Let me put this charger over here. One of my chargers broke, and so now I'm going back and forth with like my iPad and my phone. So let me see. All right, how M feels about Sun? How does he feel? How does he feel about her now that since she's pulled her energy from him? What is showing spirit? How does M feel about Sun? Since she's pulled his energy from him. How does M feel about Sun? Since she pulled her energy from him. The Three of Swords. The Two of Wands. Yeah, I'm getting a lot of wondering. So he does feel it because the Three of Swords is here. And it's crazy because you said like pulled back your energy. And literally if you see this, it's like they're pulling strings. It's almost like I have this thing where it's like you pull heartstrings. So I feel like you're pulling his heart, like the heartstrings. So he is feeling it because the Two of Wands is here. I'm getting a lot of wondering, like he's trying to figure things out. Maybe trying to figure out if there is possibly a third party here. Because I do have the Three of Cups. Show me more. How is he feeling about her? The Seven of Wands, the Ten of Cups, the Judgment. You know what I'm getting? I feel like you pulling back your energy from him has him definitely. It's for me the Seven of Wands in this deck. Like I love it because for me, it almost looks like she's sitting in a globe. She's really not. The circle is behind her, but it always for me reminds me of a globe, right? And a globe is. Y'all know what a globe is. I'm sure you do. So, like, let's say it's a Christmas one, and you shake, like, it's still, right? It's very still until you shake it, right? And that's what I'm getting. It's like, I feel like he's going from like that still energy to like being shaken. And I feel like with the Ten of Cups right now, when it comes to you, like, so this is how I could put it. Right now, like, you kind of shook him up. And whatever this energy is, that how he's receiving it is like he's looking at what does love look like to him. Like the Ten of Cups for me is like happiness, like full blissful love, like a connection that's emotionally stable, emotionally available, emotionally mature, and a connection that's growing just physically, mentally, emotionally too. And I feel like this is also a marriage card, a family card. So I feel like this you pulling back your energy. I think that he was dragging his feet when it comes to like commitment, where now is like how it's showing up for him is like now he's starting to think about commitment. But where that leaves you is that I feel like when he's thinking about commitment long term, it's you who he sees. Again, we have the Emperor here. The Emperor is married. The Emperor, he plays chess, not checkers, right? So I feel like right now it's almost like you have a piece to his puzzle or to his chess game that he's missing. So I feel like he's definitely missing you. I feel like with the Judgment, there is going to be some change here. Show me the Judgment card. The Five of Cups. I feel like he's still working through whatever stuff happened in the past for him, but he's like letting go of it. Like he's letting, to me, if you look, she's like spilling that cup in there, like whatever that is. Like she's spilling them and she has all the magic back there. So I feel like that's what he's doing. He's like getting rid of things that don't serve and sticking with the things that do serve. So instead of having like all these things, like how I can look at it too is like, I don't know about anybody else. I don't really like too many things on my dresser. I have like only a few things. But sometimes when I do my makeup and stuff like that, it gets cluttered. And then, I get my little clear containers and I organize them. So that's what I'm like getting, like he's organizing like his life, getting rid of things that, are taking up space and keeping what's worth it. And I feel like that's what he's focusing on right now. And again, when it comes to you, I feel like he's just gaining new perspective. He's gaining new perspective in his life, which is leading him to want to take action towards you. Like it's, for me, it feels like he's leading, like what you're like, you pulling back your energy kind of like made him, obviously he's missing you, but it's making him look at things of like, where do I see myself when it comes to a connection, to commitment? Because I don't think he's really, or he was really, I think that there is still a little bit of slow energy there, but I feel like there was completely like, I don't have an urgency whatsoever. Like I'm not even thinking about commitment right now. Where now I feel like he is gaining new perspective. And you have the Sun card here. So to me, it is talking about like fulfillment, blissfulness, positivity, happiness, like enjoyment. And again, that's where you're coming in. So what's happening is, again, like it's forcing him to realize what he wants when it comes to commitment. And obviously I feel like when it comes to commitment, like how he looks at long term, I feel like you're the person that he's picturing. um has been such an ick to me. It reminds me of my ex, and I'm not putting up with that. Yeah, and you just have to remember, I always tell you guys, like, we're only experience, like, it's not him. I know that you guys don't want to hear that, but that's just the truth. And I'm not ever going to stop teaching that because I know, because I've been there, done it. Like, it's not him, it's life. And it's like when you have a certain perspective when it comes to relationships. So that's why I say, like, look back at your patterns when it comes to connections. What do you like? What are your main, like, core beliefs when it comes to relationships? Because a lot of times what happens is, like, life is gonna, when you're like, and again, I've been there, done that. Like, I know for me, like, it takes me, my old self still be trying to pop up. And I have to remind myself, like, I have to be able to control that and keep it moving, because if not, I stay stuck there. So when it comes to like relationships and people, you have to find like your core beliefs. I forget who was, oh, actually, it was a call with one of my friends. And we were doing actually a coaching call. And I'm just listening to her talk. I'm just listening to her talk. And I wasn't doing it like purposely. I'm listening to her talk, right? Like, we're having a conversation. I'm just trying to see how she's feeling. And she said something, and um, the exact words were, whenever we've separated, he's always done some dumb shit. Like, so it's like whenever we separate, I just know he's gonna do some dumb shit. And I was like, oh my God, that's your core belief when it comes to your person. And like, she was like, what do you mean? I'm like, you just said it. Your core belief is, whenever we go through something and we separate, even if it's for a little bit, he always goes out and does some dumb shit. That is a belief that you have. So you're going to continue to experience that, rather than, one, don't claim that you guys are going to separate, and two, don't claim, if you guys do, don't claim that he's going to go out and do some dumb shit, because life is going to show you exactly what you're saying. So like, even with her, like, for months she kept saying, like, like, readers keep telling me there's a third party. What if there is? What if there? Let me tell you something. I was like, I don't feel like there is no third party, but if you keep expecting a third party to show up, then it's gonna show up, because life is gonna show you exactly what you're expecting. So it's like that whole thing where I forget who I was telling on here. I'm tired of people being like, have no expectations. No, you should have the expectation that things are going to work out exactly how you want them to, so that you can experience that. Because that whole lack of, like, oh, have no expectations, because you're afraid, like, because people are afraid of disappointment. No, you're already setting yourself up that you feel like you're going to be disappointed. So I would just go to, like, and I say this to say, if you have noticed patterns, whether it's with one person, two people, there's a core belief that you have when it comes to romantic relationships. And it may not even be just, it may not start with romantic relationships, it may start at your childhood. And find out what that core belief is. There may be more than one, and you have to kind of like change the story, because you're just going to experience the same things. And even if you pick a new person, you more than likely are going to experience the same things, until you kind of change those core beliefs, because that's where it comes from. That's where our experiences come from. Like, you ever, like, when people say, like, I've dated the same guy in the same body for like the last 10 guys, and it's like, yeah, because you already have a belief that you're going to experience that. So I was talking to somebody else too. I want to say it was a family the other day. I want to say it was one of my cousins or my sister. I can't remember. And she kept saying, like, yeah, I don't even want to date anyone right now. But I'm like, you're asking me to give you a love reading, but you're saying you don't want to date. I'm like, that's so contradicting. And I was like, you have to stop saying you don't want to date or you're not ready, and start saying that you are ready, or like that you are wanting that. Because if you keep saying, I don't want to date, I'm not ready, then how do you expect love to come in? It's literally your own beliefs that are fucking you up. And she was like, oh my God, like, she was just saying so much shit when it came to, and I was like, girl, you just have to stop saying that stuff. And I was saying, stop entertaining bullshit. Like, that's why I don't even talk to people throughout the day. I'll be in my own world. Because if anything is gonna like trigger me, I just rather not. You said, for this, I'm letting it go. There have been some racial things that I was willing to work on before, but now I'm not willing to settle for now. What do you mean? Like, he said some stuff? Is it like, I mean, you don't have to share on here. I'm just like curious. I mean, if he says some stuff, then yeah, I wouldn't. You know what's crazy? It wasn't until like earlier this year that I started to get like a little thing. Like I'm like, but I've always dated, Black American guys. So it's like, I don't know why that hit me this year, and I was like, oh no, hell no, I'm not gonna think that. Oh yeah, this if it comes to when it comes to that stuff, that to me is just like, yeah, no. I will probably be like a little like turned off when it comes to that. I've never experienced that. Oh, what? It's and he's Puerto Rican. I can't remember what you told me his nationality is. Yeah, that hell no. Yo, hell no. One of my friends one time told me, she said that she dated this black guy, and then he told her he was at, oh, I'm glad you don't smell like sazon. And I was like, and she's like, yeah, because we smell like sazon. I said, we? No, the fuck we don't. And I said, I've never heard that. And I'm like, I've only dated black American guys. So I'm like, I've never heard that. Like, no one has, well, anyways, I always smell good. But I'm like, no one has ever fucking said that to me. I've never fucking heard anyone say that Puerto Rican girls smell like sazon. I was like so offended. And I'm like, and you still dated him? And she's like, and she, I don't even know what she was telling, but I'm like, I've never fucking heard that. Like, I said, I would not have like talked to him. And she was like, you never heard that, not even in school. No, and I went to a very mixed school. I grew up in a mixed neighborhood in North Philly. Never, ever fucking heard that. I'm like, if any, I'm like, shit, to me, it wasn't until I was older. Like, I dated this guy from Baltimore, and he literally asked me, he's like, so, like, how do you feel about dating black guys? And I was like, that's all I've ever dated. And he's like, oh yeah, like I never dated a Spanish girl. And I'm like, well, I'm not Spanish, I'm Puerto Rican. I speak Spanish, but um and I thought that was odd too. That was not normal for me, because again, I grew up in a very mixed neighborhood where the guys from the you know that you see on the corner, Puerto Rican and black guys, all dated. It was like the Puerto Rican guys dated the black girls, the black guys dated the Puerto Rican girls. Like, I was so confused when he asked me that, because I was like so thrown off. And then I was like, oh my god, I felt like that would be like a cultural thing that I couldn't. I don't have time to teach you. I mean, I know that most likely I would, but even like my person now, he's very well versed in it. So, but yeah, the whole blackface thing, to me, I feel like, yeah, that's a little crazy. That to me is just a lot. Is it like he's Spaniard? Okay, my grandfather was Spaniard, and I'm still learning growing some. Right, I was gonna ask, like, how long ago was it? Right. You are. I feel like he's gonna reach, like, he's gonna definitely like, I feel like he's gonna definitely like come back around. Like, I don't think this like is over. Like, it's like he's not, because I have, those were really good cards, and maybe that's something that he will have to explain. You know? Yeah, I feel like he could have did that without. See, that's the thing. Like, he could have did that without doing it. Like, once you wear the gear, they know who you're trying to be. So how long ago was it, Sunkar? Like, I'm just curious to know. I have a reason for asking, but I want to know. No, hell nah. You know what's crazy? I'm gonna tell you something, right? Outside of like the whole manifesting thing, because you could have whatever you want, and you can make them love him like everything. Because I've seen it happen, right? Even with cultural differences, like people from like overseas that like are arranged marriages where they end up marrying the person that they really want, for manifesting. But I can honestly tell you, and I always feel like me and you kind of be on the same page sometimes, but the other day I was like, yo, thinking back to my last two boyfriends, the one thing that I could not get past was like them meeting my family. I used to be like, yo, if they meet my family's gonna be like with both of them, I thought this way. Like, if he meets my family, like when my family meets him, they're gonna be like, girl, what the fuck were you thinking? Like, what the fuck were you thinking? And like they would have straight up been like that. Like, what are you thinking? Like, but with the my last person, I feel like I don't have that with him. First of all, 2010, I was asking specifically because I wanted to know. One, I remember there was a controversy. So I never knew about blackface, right? Until social media. And I'm going to say it was probably like around 2011. And I'm going to check right now to be exact, to know exactly when this was. You know what? Actually, it may have been a little. No, no, no. It wasn't. I'm gonna check right now. I feel like it was around the between like 2010, 11, 12. Exactly. That's why I was asking because I feel like there was some big ass controversy. I want to say could have been Gucci. Let me see. Now this was 2019. It may not have been Gucci. There was something else that. What was it? I want to see. Hold on. I have to Google this because I'm. It's gonna bother me. It was okay. It was Lehigh University. Students in blackface. This was in 2010. I remember. I knew there was something that was going on those years, and that's when I first learned about blackface. Mind you. So that what I'm saying is there was a controversy around this time that was very like there was that I remember that was one of the first times because I grew up in a mix. When I tell you my school was mixed, like I my neighborhood was mixed. Never ever from anyone did I hear anything about this, right? And I remember when that came out, I was asking my friends that are, Black American, and I'm like, what the heck? And they're like, there's just something they don't really. One of them told me she had just learned about it like a little before that, so it was a thing that was like, even some of my friends were still learning, and yeah, so my I was asking this to say because I'm like, damn, if this is a controversy that happened, like it was out there. Did you do this before or after? Like if you did it in 2012, then you know that that was that as wrong. Like prior to that, then I'm like, because you think about white chicks, right? When did white chicks come out? But then it's like, yeah, when there's that controversy with blackface, that's when I learned about that stuff. I will know this shit. Like as a matter of fact, mine at our job, the job that I was in, um, this I think was in 2019 where so the HR department always did like a memo in the morning like to let us know who was there, who wasn't, blah 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 blah. And she would always put like some little fun facts about the city. And she posted this picture, it was black and white, and I quickly like as soon as I saw it, I saw the black face. And it was like a theater known for like having like racial like a lot of racial shit that was happening. Philadelphia was a pretty racist city many years ago. And I mean they still have some sections like that. But I remember like all these and no and all these so as I'm noticing this, then everybody's sending emails, right? Like the girls, the young girls. And I'm like, yo, run to her I'm like I told the one girl, I'm like, you're right next to her office. Run and tell her because I just don't as much as like she got on our nerves, I'm like, I don't see her doing that, right? And I'm like, So they did. I remember like I sent an email to, and I'm like, she quickly like, when I tell you like it was there. She couldn't do anything about it. And then, but she was, she had to like rectify it, and she did send an email, and she was horrified. Like she was horrified. So it was an honest mistake. But that whole thing with him, like you actually went out of your way to do that when there was. That's why I asked you what year, because I remember like it wasn't until I want to say like 2010, 2009, 2010, where I learned about blackface myself, where I was like, what the heck? And then I started learning about a lot of stuff. And you know what? Oh, girl, you know what? Hold on. I'm gonna see if it's there. If it's there, or if it's like Switzerland or something. You said I know exactly. But even still, I was middle schooler, freshman around that time. And even I knew better than to do. Yeah, 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 exactly. He's way old. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And at that time, that's when social media was very popular. Like, and maybe not as much as now, but it was definitely popular then. Um, oh my God. And some of this stuff I learned from my old manager. Um, oh, it's the Netherlands. Um, Spain does it too. Yeah. What is it called? Spain Epiphany Parades. Oh, it's their Three Kings Parade. But Puerto Rico does a Three Kings Parade, and nobody has a black waist. Then again, Puerto Ricans, I mean, in Puerto Rico, yeah, it is. Yeah, it's Spain. They had at their Three Kings Parade, I want to say, what year was this? There was this whole controversy. But there is some places, like if you were to Google it, there's places where, oh shit, Spain did this year. Oh, for its continued use of blackface. Yeah. The traditional Spanish parade has been criticized for its continued use of blackface. So, yeah, there's a lot of countries that still do this stuff. I knew it was Spain, and I knew about Netherlands because I remember, like I said, my old manager told me about it because she gave me a lot of history on like Philadelphia. I just checked it. He did it in 2012, and it's still up. Like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I wanted to know the year, not to like be like controversial, but it was just more so like, all right, if he would have did it like in 20, like two, if you would have told me like 2005, 2006, then I'm like, I don't really know if we would have known, because I can say that I never knew about that. And even when I asked my friends, they were like, that they're just, some of them were like, yeah, I know about it, and there was some, they were like, I'm just learning about it, like their history or whatever, like the history behind blackface and stuff like that. Like they were like, we had heard it when we were young, but it was never anything that we like research on our own. So I'm like, yeah, because y'all never talked to me about it. That's like my friend that's gay. Like I remember asking him, this was so many years later. I'm like, yo, I feel like a bad friend. We've never gone to Pride, like the Pride parade that they have here and stuff like that. He was like, girl, I am not that kind of gay. He was like, I do not do the Pride parade. And I was like, okay. I thought we were being bad friends. He was laughing. And we were like, I went out to eat that night. He told him, he's like, yeah. And I was like, yo, I literally was like, yo, we're some badass friends. And he was like, nah, I don't. He's like, I just don't. He doesn't. He's not that, like, he doesn't get into like that kind of stuff. But um, yeah, I think that whole thing in 2012, like a lot of things had happened up until then. Cause I remember in 2010 there was a lot of shit that came out, because I remember I had Instagram, so it was like a lot of like pictures being posted around that time on Instagram. Like videos weren't really a thing. If I'm not mistaken, only Apple users had Instagram, but this shit was on Facebook. I remember it being like everywhere. It was like real controversial, that whole thing with that university. So it's like there's no way you didn't see that. There's no way you didn't know that. Like, and then in 2012, so much shit had happened by then. So I definitely like agree with you on this. Like that, yeah, when you said racial, I was like, hold on. I thought you was like afraid of like you know, the differences, but no, like something like that, no. No. Let me tell you, I got into it with somebody, all right, in 2020 when all the riots was happening. Like 2019, 2020. I was just like, for me, I'm like, y'all are fucking up your own neighborhoods. Like, I don't, that doesn't make sense to me. And I literally put that on Twitter. I'm like, I just don't understand, like, why fuck up your own neighborhoods, right? And then at that, like, y'all fucking up, like, a lot of black owned businesses, right? Small businesses. And this guy that I went to school with, he was like, I know him for years, and he was being like so controversial about it. And he was like, oh, he called me a white, I don't remember if it was a white Latina or white Puerto Rican and all this shit, right? And I was going back and forth with him. And I'm like, bro, I said, what the fuck are you doing? Because guess what? I was the fuck down in Center City protesting. You're the fuck at home telling these kids to, yeah, loot the stores, this, that, and the third. They get shot and killed. You're at home in your fucking, the comfort of your home. What the fuck are you doing, girl? I was going in on him on Twitter. And we was going back and forth, and he just kept calling me like a white, I think it was white Latina. I want to say white Latina or white Puerto Rican. And he was like trying to sing me like basically because I date and the black guys. It was just like this bullshit that was, we went back and forth, right? And I didn't care. I was not saying shit from him. I'm like, okay, again, what is your fat ass doing at home? Go outside and protest just like the rest of us. Y'all won't believe this. So that happened. I want to say it had to be 2020. I don't think, or maybe no. 2020 was, we was on lockdown, so it had to be 2019 or maybe 2021. Cause out here it shit got crazy a few times. So do you know that the other day when Hulk Hogan died, he was on Twitter crying. Like when I say it was post after post after post after post. So you know what I did? I was like, this is my chance. And I said, damn, for someone who called me a white Latina, because I thought that looting was stupid, right? I thought that looting your own, like black owned businesses, that was my thing. And you know, like especially like in West Philly, it's like a lot of older people, right? Um, a lot of older black Americans. And I'm like, people that need help, that need to do all this stuff, right? And so I told him, I was like, you had the audacity to call me a white Puerto Rican because I thought that looting was stupid. And I don't even think I used the word stupid. I wanted someone to explain to me why the looting happens. I didn't understand. I wanted to understand the context of it, right? I wasn't saying that they shouldn't if they had a reason for it, but I know that back in the day shit like that would happen. But anyways, so I literally was going, went in on him. I said, you call me a fucking white Puerto Rican or Latina, but you over here crying over Hulk Hogan, a openly racist man that used to use the hard R with the N word, and I don't even use that word. I've never, and I grew up in a neighborhood that was mixed where I feel like as like the guys that, like the Puerto Rican guys that I grew up with, some of them, like, they have completely taken that word out of their vocabulary, but it wasn't their vocabulary because we grew up in the hood. Like, that's what they would be called. The guys would call them that. So that's how it was never a thing until we got older, that we was like, oh shit, like, we're not supposed to be saying that. I mean, I never used it. I'm not gonna say really, I never used it, but I definitely, and my guy best friend, because my guy best friend had came at him, and our other friend Rome came at him too, and my guy best friend was me. He was like, you got your get back. Yeah, don't, and I said, this is exactly why I don't play the internet, because y'all pick and choose when to be outraged. I don't care how much of a legend y'all think he is. He openly said he was racist, and here you are. Girl, the thing with race is just, I'm gonna say, like, even for me. And I was talking about this the other day. I'm like, it's so hard to even say like what my race is, because I'm not. I know what my heritage is because I learned it when I went to Puerto Rico 2 years ago. Like my grandmother was, what they would call West Indian. She was her Taino. She had her tribe, full blooded. I don't know if anyone in this world is full blooded, but let's just say, and she was her lineage was like the first people on the Puerto Rican island. My grandfather from my dad's side, this is my grandma from my dad's side. And then my grandfather from my dad's side, his parents were full Spaniard. So technically he was just born in Puerto Rico. But then my on my mom's side, there's African lineage, there's Filipino, there's, I don't think there was any like Spaniard on her side. I think if there is, it will be slightly on my grandma's side, but I'm like, I can't identify as one because then I'm kind of letting go of the other one. So it just gets too fucking crazy. It gets too crazy because you can't. Then if you do say like, well, I want to say I'm Afro Latina, there is like, hell no, you can't fucking be at, like, that's just y'all just saying that to say, and it's like, you know what? I don't get into. That's why I say I don't even like get into those conversations too much when it comes to like the internet, because no matter what, it's like one side is gonna feel some type of way versus the other, and it's just like I'd rather not. So when people ask me what's my race, I don't care if you say I'm Puerto Rican. Take it how you want. I know it's not a race, but that's what I'm gonna say. Because if anything, like I will have to break that down. Like I can't just say one and not the other. Someone who will stand up for my community, but going to call them out on their bullshit. Yeah, uh-huh. Yeah, when I came at him, it felt so good too, and I'm like, you know what, like, this is exactly why I don't go back and forth on the internet when it comes to certain things, because people pick and choose. And all I asked was why the looting of your own community. That's what I wanted to know. And you know what's crazy? It wasn't even the people in the community that was doing it. It was people from outside of the communities. They had people come from like even Virginia. They were looting up here in Philly, that were arrested. So like it was, if I'm not mistaken, my friend that was in the military, he sent me like a report, like just like a screenshot of a report. It was like 75% of outsiders that came to Philly to loot. So to me, it's like, why y'all didn't protect y'all? Y'all didn't do it, right? Like like the people from here didn't do it. At least not all of them. I mean, of course, there was some like younger kids doing like taking advantage of it, but I'm saying like most of the people came from out of state. Why would y'all let them fuck up your hoods, like our neighborhoods that our older families need? Like, it was so crazy. And my friend that worked in the community, especially like out West Philly, he was like, he had his cousins, like a bunch of them in their neighborhood, like making sure that people had groceries, like they were getting their list and coming back. Like it was like a lot of crazy shit. So that's what I wanted to fucking know. And then it's like, but then you over here crying over Hogan, like, please. That's why I say I don't play the internet, because I don't care. Like, I'm not gonna stay shut. And I knew my moment would come one day. Cause to me too, like, I'm like, I know people that really be out there doing shit. Like, that worked in the communities for years. Like, my old work mom is Muslim. But I met her when I was 18, 19. And she's part of the community. Her family has been, like, for, like, ages. Part of the, community, like, servicing and all that stuff. So I'm like, bro, I really know people that be really outside helping. You're not one of them. So you just telling young kids to go out there, but you're not telling your kids. Are your daughters out there? Like, I was coming at him, but yeah, just crazy. Yeah, the whole racial thing is, it is it, girl. There, and I'm not even like that, but there's just certain situations I won't put myself in. That's what I was saying when it comes to dating, because I think that the cultural differences are just so big that I couldn't fathom being around a family that was like that behind the scenes. But yeah, that's crazy. I can't believe that. Like, that's why I wanted to know the year, because I'm like, I know that I didn't know up until like, you know, I want to say 2009, 2010. But yeah, that's just insane. And then to still have it up in 2025, like, I always say things is not a coincidence. You needed to see that. Yo, brain is really not brain. But that's what I'm saying. Like, all right, you did it in 2012. It's 13 years later, or at least 13 years later, and a lot of shit has happened since then. Cause even the Gucci thing that was in 2019. That's why I remember that's why me and that's when I really learned a lot of like history about like how some countries still do it and stuff like that. Um, but yeah, that's crazy. Then you know, so to me, it's like I know you've seen this shit. Like I know you've seen this shit online. You know, he gotta know at this right. Like that's what I'm saying. But but you know what? Some people just don't see anything wrong with it, and yeah, that's just crazy. That would have made me sick to my stomach. See, I don't like people like that. I shit, and I'm a light girl. Like I mean, I got a little tan right now. I got a little tan. Y'all see my tan? I got a little tan here too. I was saying like my hands, my hands be whiter than my whole body. But yeah, no, I'm real light skinned, and when I see certain things, even if it's from, because, you know, like my culture too, like there's people that will deny their heritage. Well, I would say Puerto Ricans is not as bad as like some Dominicans. Like Dominicans are, y'all are, Haiti is right there. It used to be like one, like y'all cross over all the time. So for you to deny that part of you is kind of crazy. But and I'm gonna say in the Latin culture itself, like growing up watching like soap operas, Spanish soap operas, the light skinned girls were always the main character. The dark skinned brown girls were the like the maid or something. And even like the girls that were just like a little darker in complexion, maybe had like curly hair and was like a little thicker, those were like the again like the poor girls. But then the light skinned girls were the rich girls. And then he from North Jersey, like that's what I'm saying. Like you from North Jersey. Yo, the fact that he didn't hasn't deleted it, that's it baffled. But that's what I'm saying. He in his mind, he does not see anything wrong with that, and I think that that is like insane. Even if let's just say he's only ever seen one post about it, that alone will make me like run. Cause when I saw that was Gucci. When Gucci put out that whole thing, it was like I was like, oh, that looks like a clown face. Like I didn't know what the heck was the whole controversy. But then that's what it was. My manager, Christine, she was like, that is how they used to do blackface back then. Like big lips and like, you know. And I was like, oh, because everything that I saw with blackface was like actually like their face painted, like, you know, their body and stuff like that. Hi, hello. So then that's when I was like, oh shit, like this is what it is. And then that's when I started really, really researching. So yeah, again, like it's like fairly even new. Like there's so much that we don't even know. Like I'm sure you guys didn't even know that there is countries that still have celebrations with this stuff. I learned that too in like 2019, as a matter of fact. So yeah, you're welcome. And yeah, that's just not okay. That's somebody that would be like, hell nah, cut him off. I've been on here for a while. It doesn't even feel like it. It's 3 o'clock though. I'm probably gonna get off soon. You're very welcome. Close the door. Yeah, I think we could close out. I'll be back on later. Um, I really only came out because I had like so much time in my hand. Yeah, you could do a mini just. You could post your question. Oh wait, Jasmine, you still here? Oh shit, let's see. How is Jay gonna feel about just not being at work today? Let me send her a message. I want to listen to these messages while we're on here. How is Jay gonna feel about just not being at work today? The Page of Pentacles. By the way, today, just I'm condensing my affirmations. Finally, gonna do that today. The Two of Pentacles. The Six of Pentacles. He's wondering. If you look at these two, they're like a little sad, a little down. They're like, all right, like I don't know what to do. Even though the Page of Pentacles does talk about a grounded energy, I feel like there's a lot of back and forth in his mind. Like a lot of like imbalance, like I don't know what to do, like I don't know what to. I feel like he could be going back and forth with like what could possibly be going on as to like why he's not seeing you. I feel like he's definitely wondering, and he's going back and forth with a lot of different ideas in his head. um yeah, the Five of Cups, he's missing you. Yo, I feel like he knows, because I feel like he's regretting not making a move like while you were there, because now he's gonna have to really go out of his way. He has no choice. Show me, Spirit. Girl, the Seven of Cups. The Judgment, girl. I'm telling you, I feel like he is missing you. And the Seven of Cups, again, in his head, wanting to know more. Like, he's like, where, like, what's going on? Um, but I feel like, you know what I'm getting to with the Six of Pentacles? Like, I think that today he went in there, he's like, all right, we're going to have an exchange. Like, even if it's like that high, like the waving, like even saying hi out loud. Like, that's what I'm getting from that. Like, he had in his mind coming in, I feel like he was like almost sure that he would see you. But right now with the Five of Cups, now he's starting to kind of notice like, like something is going on here. If you see, he's thinking like, what's going on here? Like, you know, there's a lot of things running through his mind. I'm getting like a lot of like opportunities that he may feel like he missed. Where now he's like with the Judgment, though, for me it feels like there's a new phase, there's a new beginning, there's a new start. So it's not over yet. Come on. The Knight of Cups is here. So I feel like now he's definitely going to be following his heart, listening to his heart, like coming towards you. Yeah, being more reliable. Like he has to now show up. And that's what I feel like this is like coming up for him. That's going to come up for him in the, I want to say the next few days. But when it comes to like you not being at work, yeah, I feel like he's just in that energy of like shit. You got the Ten of Swords with the Fool, so I do feel like he's gonna like let go of like the fears that he has 100% and like take that leap of faith to come towards you. Yeah, it's really gonna set in this week too. I definitely agree with that. I feel like there's a lot of thinking and planning, and like now he's like, fuck, I missed out on so many opportunities where I could have like actually talked to her, been more direct, and now I have to now create some opportunities. But again, we know that that's gonna happen regardless, so we're not too worried about it. Let me send Chastin a message. I want to read this while we're on here. Right. Look, the King of Cups. He's gonna figure it out. He has no choice. Gonna make a coffee. I don't know what I'm eating. Tacos sound good. Right, Jess. It is. It's sunny over here. I'm listening to the first one. Oh my god, girl, this childish. Isn't she older than us? Hold on, I'm listening to the second one. Wait, I'm over here saying to you. Girl, that girl Ricky, I blocked her from my channel. And she'll be like, oh, I just have a short question. Can you just take my donation? The fucking list is closed. Yo, that's so crazy that um cuz to me it's like I remember when she was like MIA Dawn, and I was like, damn, like I'm worried. She's like, well, people don't go just ghost their friends and all this stuff, and I was just like, okay. So she was like upset about it. To me, that's how I took it. But then when I saw she was modding, and I'm like, she came to my channel, maybe like I'm gonna say like she stopped coming. Don't know why. Then she came like twice, and she was like, oh, I'm busy, like I have something going on, I'll be back. And she never came back. And the previous mod, your partner um and then we never saw her again, and I was like, okay, like I'm like, I first of all, I'm spiritual, so I already know the bullshit. So I knew she wasn't fucking busy, and I kind of knew it. It was just a very weird energy. I felt like the energy that I got from some of the mods last year. No bullshit. Literally felt like the same exact thing, and that's why I was like, I remember that I told Justin, I was like, I'm gonna take her off. Being like when I saw the Dawn came back and she was on there, I was like, oh fuck that, I'm taking her off from being my mod because you don't have to like be my mod, and that's just that. And never saw her again. But yeah, that whole situation is just, it's so childish, and to me it's like it's just, it ain't that serious. And to me it's like, bro, like that's why I don't, only person I really talk to, and like I even stopped talking about my business on here, like is just NIJ. Like that I talk to like outside of the channel. But I've kind of kept my I've kind of kept my personal life outside of here. Yeah. I thought it was weird that she stopped coming because nothing had happened with us. Like I honestly don't know why, but I can honestly say I don't care. I guess like it ain't that serious to me, because to me it's like I'm cool with who I'm cool with. If you come to my channel, you come to my channel, and if you don't, you just don't. My channel during the day it's been pretty quiet. At nighttime, we get more traffic, and that's just, I'm okay with that. I'm not on here to like, I'm on here a little longer today than I planned to, but today, but for me, it's like I have a, I have a life outside of here, and like I don't want to. If you don't want to come into my channel, you just don't have to. Like you don't want to interact, that's cool. Cause I really don't know why she stopped coming on here. Yeah. Um. I'm about to go eat actually, so I'm gonna come back on later though. Yo, these people are. I can't wait to. I'm gonna go. Me and my sister are gonna go see Chris Brown on Sunday. My bad, y'all. Yeah, send it to me. Send it to me. I'll get back to you. Yeah, I saw him last year, and with my sister, and then we was like, we're going again. We just got our tickets like a week ago, and we got some good seats. So I'm hoping that it's going to be good. All right, see you guys. Talk to you later. Bye.